Once upon a time, a 4-year-old girl was going to church with her family. She went into church. She was a good little girl. She listened, she watched. She got out after the service, she walked out, and she looks at her father and she says, "I'm not going back." And he looked at her and said, "Why do you say that?" And she said, "Because that's not my God." And the very Catholic father, I'm sure, heard the words, "Uh-oh." That little girl didn't know the expression, "speak your truth," but she was doing it. And she grew up to experience one of the most incredible decades, the 60s. Some of us were there, some of us heard, some of us were amazed, but nonetheless, it laid the foundation for so many changes that were going to come in our lives. Excuse me. Whenever you were born, much of the all of you was birthed during the 60s. And Spirit was the midwife. Talk about walking between the worlds. We had parallel paths going on. We had choices to make. We either chose in accepting the expectations of others, our shoulds, our can'ts. You're a woman, you're a man, you must. Or we got to follow our truths. The day of the hippie, free love, long skirts for the girls, non-judgment, love one another, jeans, flowers in their hair. Hey, we thought it was not a bad time to live, right? They gave the peace sign permanence. 60 years later, we still use it, right? But there was also the Vietnam War, which was a terrible war, in Kent State, and the riots, terrible wars that were in our cities. We lost Martin, John, Bobby. We fought hard for civil rights, voting rights, women's rights. And remember the efforts of those warriors by statues and holidays. And one of the most incredible pieces I have ever seen, the Vietnam War Memorial. Can't even say it. Magnificent, dark, and some of my friends' names are on it. People learned, understanding rose. Freedoms were protected. The all of you expanded. Then there was this music. I am a Motown girl. I breathed it, I lived it, I walked it, I danced it. And then we got these other songs coming in, just incredible. And the messages of the music contained a concept of love that battered the fences of judgment, separation, differences, hatred, and war. Spirit stood by us, empowering us. Love and peace became a shield. Love and peace, led by Spirit, became the force in the fight against injustice. And it didn't stop then. It was the start, the seed of all that could be. It wasn't about money or your address. Heck, there were a lot of people that traveled with their family in the Volkswagen bus. Now, yeah, the laugh, the smile, absolutely. I still smile whenever I see a VW bus on the road, and everyone around me will go, "What are you smiling about?" Saw the bus, It's all good. The 60s opened the doors to so many new concepts. The Native American teachings came back. The grace and the beauty and the work we have to do to save Mother Earth. It's critical. Meditation, Buddhism, Zen, gurus, yoga, and they're all still here. new ways of seeking, learning, knowing, appreciation for organic harvests, natural healing, spiritual healing, and contemplating the smile of the Buddha. As you look, spiritual awareness and study became a dynamic part of life in the 70s, 80s, and beyond. Spirit came close as our loved ones, our teachers, and our guides lowered the veil and came in to answer the questions of our heart and soul. We were all that 4-year-old little girl. We just knew. Those times of change also identified the quiet partner in the journey. This was on books, t-shirts, baseball caps, bracelets, pendants. What would Jesus do? People became strong in their convictions, bringing in the light and the love and the peace that was so needed in this world, and still is. And today, we are the ones bringing in that light and that love and that peace. Those who started the changes in the 60s may not have been aware that they were also partnering with and surrounded by the Christed energy. But we know now. So we're just going to take a nice relaxing space here. Everybody take a deep breath. Close your eyes. And imagine you are standing alone in a beautiful meadow. There are only 2 colors surrounding you. The vibrant green of grass and the crystalline Carolina blue of the sky. In your mind's eye, look around you. It is so peaceful. Now, look at your feet. You are wearing a well-worn, rather beaten up pair of boots that are dusty, scuffed, and in some places caked with mud. At first you're surprised, but now you smile. These are the boots you wore when you had to follow your truths, kicking down barricades, climbing the "you can't do that" mountains, crossing the emotional rivers, and slogging through the "what are you thinking" muck to achieve your goals. Raise your right foot out of your boot, and then your left. Stand on the velvet carpet of green and allow the energy of the Mother Earth to rise in you. Feel her energy tickle the bottoms of your feet. Feel her energy as it rises up into your ankles, your calves, your knees, rising up into your chest area where it stops. In your mind's eye, see her energy form a halo around what appears to be a dark shell. This is the shell of your understanding. You were not born with this shell. Fears and self-protection created it within you. As you look more closely, the halo lights up the shell, and you see that it's cracked, with some pieces having fallen away. Although dusty, something is shining within the shell. In your mind's eye, observe this shell and see the pieces of the shell fall away and disintegrate. What remains appears to be a gem, but it's dusty, odd, and spattered with mud. Continue to observe the gem. But now the mind is getting involved, saying, "It doesn't look like a gem. Look at it. It's cracked and broken and chipped in places, and it's got absolutely no value. But you close the door to mind. You see the dust lift off the gem. The spattering of mud falls off. And the extraordinary beauty of the gem is before you. There are no cracks or chips, nor is it odd or broken. The gem is perfect, gleaming, shining, loving, brilliant, joyful, and radiant. It is the all of you, and it is perfect. Its light emanates within you, throughout you, and it celebrates you. All that is holy applauds you and sings your magnificent presence to the universe. Your journey, your gem, the all of you, is absolutely priceless. Take a deep breath. But before you relax your way back into this wonderful center, grab those boots and then open your eyes. I would like to share a true story, and it was a learning for me. About a year ago, I was writing a presentation for, I believe, phase 2 of Some Energetics. And I was going over things, and I'm creating, and I'm at the computer, and I was writing about spiritual beings. Spiritual beings, spiritual beings. We all want to be spiritual beings. Downloads coming, information's coming, spiritual beings. And all of a sudden, everything stopped. There was no noise. There was no... It was like being in this lovely little vacuum. And I heard the words, not spiritual beings, but spirit being. Just got the chills. And I really had to think about that. And how different would it be if we looked at each other as spirit being? Mind-blowing. In closing, I'm going to go back to the 60s songs and snag a verse. Come on, people now. Shine on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Keep your boots handy, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot of work to go. But we've come a long way, baby. Namaste.